I've been working a lot on my jab. I went to Brighton College, Shoreham College for 1 year, then to Spring Valley High School in Las Vegas for a couple of years. Some people say I'm arrogant or cocky, but I'm a down-to-earth, decent guy. Some fighters lose and their spirits are forever broken. A champion comes back stronger. If you're constantly dwelling on the past, I could have done that, I should have done this, it doesn't help. You have to look at the situation intellectually and learn from it. I don't see a holiday as a time to break from boxing, it never stops. People who don't understand fighting think you need to hate somebody to beat them. But I keep hate and anger out of boxing, because it causes mistakes. I have an amazing fan base. I also have an amazing amount of haters, believe who don't believe, people who don't want me to succeed. I don't really mind having those people around. If anything, it's actually a good thing for me because it keeps me in the gym, keeps me working hard, knowing there are people out there who don't want me to succeed. In England I played everything: swimming, athletics, football, rugby, badminton, cricket, all of that stuff. I was in the first teams for all the sports at Brighton, played on the wing in rugby, and ran 100m, 200m, 400m, and did long jump and even the javelin at one point. In the States I did a bit of track, but mainly I was there for the boxing. When you are fighting a man who is over a stone heavier than you, you feel it. You feel it in the punches and in the clinches. As an amateur, I trained in some real hard schools of knocks. In Cuba, they would have judges on 3 sides of the ring just for sparring sessions. They train under exactly the same conditions as they fight, and it was a great experience. You learn from every bout. Some people call me arrogant and boo me, but I love it, because at least they're buying tickets. Meanwhile, other people are thinking, wow, this guy's different, I'll come and see him again. With my fight style, speed and volume punching, it would be an amazing fight. Golovkin is a come-forward fighter. It would be fireworks, a fight that the fans would enjoy. Because of my style, I would stop him due to the pure amount of punches. Whether it's a cut or he gets tired, stopping him would definitely be on the cards. I have trained on and off with Floyd and his father for many years now, and I've learned a lot. His work ethic is second to none, and it's great being around him and the Money team. If you look at champions, they came from nothing. That's where they get their drive and determination and hunger. They know they have no other option to succeed, because they had nothing. I had everything. I've had the hardest upbringing of any fighter in England. If people knew what I have sacrificed, then they'd understand why I put so much into every fight. This has pretty much been my life for as long as I can remember, and the work that has been put in to make sure that I become the best fighter in the world means that there can't be no other way. Outside boxing, I did well in cross-country competitions, and I won a schoolboys doubles badminton tournament at once. I was pleased because it was a hobby to me. Once I realized what boxing was, I understood, this is the ultimate form of competition. Once you box, you go back to the football field or rugby, and it just doesn't have the same spice. Boxing is an entertainment business. I got cut against Groves, and I couldn't see out of my eye most of the fight, but it didn't hurt. Groves probably weighed 13.5 stone, whereas I weighed 12. But he never buzzed me. It was just that cut, which looked so bad, with blood everywhere. I'm human. When you lose, of course you're going to be upset. It's a horrible feeling. This is boxing. As fighters, we know the risks. We know we are risking our health every time you step into the ring, but it's a risk we are willing to take because we know with those risks come great reward. There is a lot of pressure because of what my father achieved, and everyone is expecting so much, but that gives me that extra drive in the gym every day to graft hard. I want to be able to prove I can become the same or better than my father. People ask me, are you copying your dad? It is in my blood. I have got royal blood coursing through my veins. I can't help myself doing what my father did. I am an entertainer. Obviously, in the build-up to some fights, there's animosity and testosterone and banter. But at the end of the day, we all understand that this is a business, just 2 men who are trying to further their careers and provide for their families. There shouldn't be any true malice towards your opponent. I learned very early on, once I started boxing as a kid, that if you go into the ring emotionally charged, you make mistakes. It's a mental game, it's a chess match, you've got to think, you've got to strategize and make tactical decisions. I have fought fighters in the past who I don't like as people, but you have to block out any type of dislike or hate. Whatever he's done, whatever he's said, you can't be thinking about that. You just have to see him as a man that you have to outpoint, outgame, and beat on the night. In the ring I'm a different animal. When I'm fighting it's just search and destroy. Having the Eubank name in England brings lots of pressure. This is no ordinary 9 to 5 day job, and I have a 24/7 in terms of my boxing and my career as a professional sportsman. Vegas is a wonderful place and there are a lot of things going on over there. It's a great place to have some fun, but it is also one of the best places in the world to train and to box. Any fighter worth his salt wants to be the best, and to be the best you have to fight the best. No man is unbeatable. So many fighters who fight Golovkin have lost before they've entered the ring. It doesn't matter how scary someone may seem, they have 2 legs, 2 arms and a heartbeat just like me. There's no reason why I wouldn't want to fight anybody. Saunders didn't beat me. I wasn't battered or shown up. I made the mistake of not pressing him early, pacing myself too much because it was my first 12-round fight. There is nothing better to do than to represent your country. There's only a few people in the country who have as much experience on the boxing scene as my father, especially at world level. Everyone's entitled to their opinion about my father. Some people think he's a distraction and take some of my shine away, but, for me, that's not the case. I'm around my father all of the time, so the things that people see as distracting are things I've seen for years on a daily basis. It's second nature to me. I look up to my father, he's done what he's done, and I want to emulate his achievements and become as successful as he was. But I have to prove myself to the boxing community and to myself. That's the most important thing. I was comfortable as a kid growing up. I had everything I needed. I was always hugely into sport before I started boxing. I played rugby, football, cricket, athletics, swimming. There was many who had some doubts over me regarding my position in this sport, but I've always believed in myself, and that's the way it's always been. The win over De Gale felt satisfying for several reasons, as it proved what I've known all along. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.